Across Mead of Driftwood stands where Jackie Waller was finally found, discovered only after her husband of nearly 18 years admitted to putting her there. But leading investigators to the body was only half of Clay's deal. In exchange for pleading guilty to second-degree murder, he also had to give a full videotaped confession of his crime.
Present in the room is Brian Ritter, prosecuting attorney Andrew Woodruff, and Clay Waller.
39 tomorrow.
Clay says the wheels were really set in motion the year before Jackie died, when she first started talking about splitting up.
She said, I think I'm going to take our kids. And I was very calm, and I said, I looked at her and I said, you take those kids from me, Jackie, I'm going to kill you.
In other words, says Clay, she was warned.
I turned. I was not concerned for her safety anymore. And then she came in about May 1st and she said, I want to go and get a divorce. I said, okay. I knew you was going to die as soon as you did it. It's on.
What day did you dig the hole that you buried her in?
I did it the day before.
But here's where investigators really start to question the confession. Based on statements from Jackie's loved ones, prosecutors have always believed that after meeting with their divorce attorney the next day, Clay lured Jackie back to his place by saying he had their son, Maddox. But just listen to what Clay says really got Jackie to his house that day.
She's like, you want to have one last bang before we make this final? I'm like, yeah, it's going to be a bang, all right. Well, yeah. She
What do you mean, one last bang?
To go have sex.
It was a stunning claim, and interrogators weren't buying it. Nor did they believe what Clay said next, that after going back to his place for sex, they ended up in the kitchen, where it all started by accident.
Then I hit her on her nose, on my head.
When he claims that Jackie was getting into the refrigerator and he was getting something out of the refrigerator at the same time and raised his head up and then hit her nose with his head, and that caused her nose to bleed.
She took off running and she tripped, and she tripped in here.
In the hallway where investigators found all that blood, Clay says that's also where Jackie, probably mad about the innocent accident, started provoking him.
She makes a statement. She said, I wonder how much time you would give the kids if everybody knew you just beat me up. I'm like, beat you up? I hit her backhand into the side of her neck. That was the first thing I did.
You backhanded her across her neck?
Yeah.
She stayed standing?
No, she went straight to the ground.
It was, he says, the point of no return.
She's basically like, you or something like that. And I stood over and I punched her right in the nose. That's when she said, you ain't ever gonna see these kids. So I just took my forearm, I just pressed into her neck until she stopped moving.
Did she ever move again?
No, she died right there.
To hear Clay tell it, the attack was almost spur of the moment, a crime of passion brought on by an accident in the kitchen and Jackie's threats.
I wasn't intentionally pre-planned to kill my wife that day. That wasn't the case at all.
The problem with that claim? Clay's own statements from just moments before.
So digging the hole the day before was not premeditation?
Well, I guess you could see it that way.
And that still wasn't the only thing that didn't add up.
How many times did you punch her?
Once.
Just once? In the nose?
Yeah.
But Jackie's autopsy told a different story, revealing multiple fractures to her face and skull, consistent with blunt force trauma.
I don't know what to tell you, because I punched her one time, and then I put my hand on her. That's what happened.
We knew information that would let us know if he was telling the truth, and he lied.
But one thing she does believe is Clay's claim that after he killed Jackie, he put her body in a trash can, loaded it into the back of his truck, then drove to meet his girlfriend and 5-year-old son at the toy store.
He was at the Toys R Us with Jackie's body in the back of his truck and his son right there.
Yes.
Clay says after that, he took Jackie across the river to Devil's Island, where after dumping her into the pre-dug grave, he says a few final words.
I told her I just was wanted was my family, or something along those lines. That's what I told her.
In the end, Clay's confession was hard for many to accept. After turning his 3 children into orphans, lying his way through the confession, and even blaming the victim, because of his plea deal, Clay would still only serve a maximum of 20 years.
What do you think about the 20-year sentence?
Well, obviously it's too light for what he did, but I stand behind the family.
And as it turns out, prosecutors still had one more trick up their sleeves.
It was a new twist in the investigation for sure.
Next,
He said, I'm going for more.
what Clay let slip that leads to his fall.
I'm just gonna say I punched her, she died, blah, blah, blah.
And
Dad, this is the last time you'll hear of me, okay?
the victims left behind.
You big fat jerk, you.
When he tried to blame it on Jackie, it was her fault. It was typical Clay Waller. Thought nothing of anyone except himself.